Hi there, this is Jacob Nash Algebra Lessons. This is Unit 3, Lesson 9 on Discriminant. This is kind of a short lesson. So, in order to understand this lesson, you need to watch the last lesson on quadratic formula because I'll be referencing something from there and it wouldn't make sense if you didn't watch other things. So, remember in the equation there was one part called, that was b squared minus 4ac. That part is called a discriminant. And it's very important because it helps you know how much zeros or x-intercepts you'll have. So there's only 3 possibilities that there could be. So let's look at that. So, and it would be helpful to watch lesson 7 if you haven't already, to understand this. So if D is less than 0, what happens? So let's think of a number that's less than 0. Let's just say negative 44, just a random thing. So, square root of negative 44. If that was negative 44, you would have to take the square root of it when you do the quadratic formula. And if there's a square root of a negative number, remember, imaginary. What does that mean? That means there's no real solutions. So, this means no solutions. And the solutions in this case would be our x-intercepts. So no x-intercepts. What could a graph look like that has no x-intercepts? Like this, because that means it wouldn't touch this x-axis. So that's one thing that can happen. If D can also be 0, D can be 0. So let's say we had the square root of 0. The square root of 0 is just 0. And if you had that, then that would mean plus or minus 0, but it doesn't, remember, because we had negative b plus or minus, so it doesn't matter if you add 0 or subtract 0, you're still going to get the same thing that there already was, meaning there would only be one solution, so one solution. And what would that look like on a graph? So although the shape of a quadratic is kind of like a U, it could only touch the x-axis once. This is not touching. There. So let's say it touched here at negative 4, 0. That would mean that, let's say that we had negative b, which was 8 plus or minus 0 divided by 2. So 8 plus 0 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 0 is negative 8. Divided by 2 is negative 4. 8 minus 0, negative 8 minus 0 is still negative 8. Divided by 2 is negative 4. So it doesn't matter which one it is. They're both going to be the same thing. That's why there's one solution. There could also be, if D was greater than 0, let's say it was 9, that would mean it's plus or minus 9, which means there would be 2 answers. So 2 solutions. I'll just say sols to abbreviate. And that would be the typical thing where it's like this. It touches here and here. So, and of course these could be upside down, or if that would just depend on if the A was negative or positive, which we'll talk about in lesson 13, sorry. 13. So we're on 9 right now. So that's it for this video. So remember, it can be less than 0, equal to 0, or greater than 0, and that determines how many solutions there are. So thanks for watching, and that'll be it.